Oh well, well, the custom that I from that is Vietnamese. Yeah,
Okay. So what culture?
yeah. Well, although it has some, well, in my country's customs, customs, culture and custom, it had some similarities with Chinese, but it had some differences. Yeah, differences. Such as the traditional customer or the traditional cuisine. I think it also has some disparity in the holiday. Yeah.
Yes. Just finished? Done? I was waiting for
Yeah,
you to tell it.
and I'm really I'm really keen on my country's culture. Yeah.
Okay, so no, let's forget the last word. Okay, let's delete it. Okay, so it's nice to have it here. Well, very good. So as you know, when this question is asked, you need to talk about maybe like tradition, as you talked about lifestyle, belief, custom, so whatever. And your answer, your answer. Why? So no. I say no. Why no? Because I expect more, of course. Yeah, you can easily answer this question better. So no. Well, so
Yeah.
if I want to score it, honestly, 5.5. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but let's make it better. Let's improve it. Now, I want to just improve the same answer to band 9, for example, 8.59. So like somehow advanced. Well, in my country, culture has country's culture and customs, it has some similarities with Chinese. Okay. But it has some differences. Two basic for IELTS, you know this. Okay, so let's talk about it. You can say my country's culture and customs share some similarities with Chinese culture. So you can say my country's culture and, of course, customs share some similarities with, of course, Chinese culture, especially in terms of, for example, let me see. Um, you said traditional customer, something like this. I heard you said such as the traditional customer, right?
yeah.
Traditional cuisine. So forget it. Okay. Let's make it better. I can't change it. Okay. So say, especially, you can say this, especially in terms of values like respect for elders and family traditions. Okay. So also, however, there are also notable differences. So you can say, however, there are also notable is good one. Notable differences, considerable, notable, okay, differences. Well, and of course, you can say when you want to talk about similarities, as I told you, you can say in terms of what? Respect for elders, in family tradition, cuisine. So whatever you want, you can add. And there are notable differences. Now, what's the difference? So, for example, so what are differences? I have no idea. The way you talked about holiday, right? The way holidays are celebrated, right? However,
Yes.
What is this? What is it? There are also notable differences, such as, for example, in uh, maybe traditional customs, I'm not sure, or the way, for example, you can say holidays are celebrated. Since I have no idea, so for example, then you can add an example if you have, for example, something that you both have in both cultures. For example, I don't know, what do you enjoy? What do you have? You can add an example and the type of food, for example, uh, you can talk about it. So you can finish this answer using like overall these cultural differences make each country unique and of course fascinating. Despite having similarities, these cultural differences make each country unique and, for example, fascinating. I want you to answer this question again, okay? First
Okay.
longer. This is band, speaking part one, a little bit longer, not too long, but I want you to maybe just add an example to make it better, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I'll make the answer again.
Sure, I'm waiting.
Okay. Well, in when it comes to my country's tradition, um, although it has some similarities with Chinese custom, it has some interesting differences from Chinese from Chinese tradition. Uh for example, it has the long traditional customer Vietnamese traditional customers also has the long sleeves. Yeah, and it's really shape the women body or the traditional or the delicious traditional cuisine. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Well, just we need to work on this. I think so. Do you remember I told you? Don't finish your answer with I think so. Okay, so because we need to decide, we need to work on it. Well, why again you use has? I said don't use has because again you said it has. When it comes to my country's tradition, you can say, although there are some similarities with Chinese customs, there are also many differences. This one, for example, for instance, and you talked about traditional dress, yeah, with
Yes.
sleeves, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was good. I liked the example, but the way that you made it, no. So, as I told you first, what are the problem? Let's see. Again, you used customer. You can't use it because customer is person. You know this. So traditional custom is okay. So you use it, and it was not actually a good word here because it's person, someone. And you said the long traditional. Again, you said customers, long sleeves. Okay, a traditional Vietnamese dress with long sleeves. A traditional Vietnamese dress, okay? Because first of all, it's better to make it more specific, adding the name. So when you say dress, maybe when you name this dress, I have no idea. I don't know what do you mean. If it's, maybe they're pants, more shorts, skirt. I have no idea. You know what I mean? So it's better to make it more specific, adding dress. Okay, this way is better, and use it. It shapes the woman's body, right?
Yes.
That's okay. Maybe female figure, or we can say, or it highlights a woman's elegance. I like this one. Yeah, just shape or form, female's figure, body, female. So this one is better, maybe figure or highlights. You can say it highlights, for example, women's elegance, beauty, elegance. This one is really good. And you talked about delicious cuisine. Yeah, the traditional or the delicious cuisine, traditional cuisine. And now, because you want to add it, okay, it's better to have a better phrase, okay, and of course, richer vocabulary as well as rich and flavorful traditional cuisine. So you can say rich, except delicious. Delicious stays a little bit basic here. Okay, so you can say rich and flavorful. This one is better. Traditional cuisine. This one is better. Okay? Well, so let's see. Okay, the next question. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Of course, let's see. Okay, the next question for you. Let me see. Let me find a good question. Well, tell me about traditional festivals. Do people celebrate in your country? So, what traditional festivals do people celebrate in your country? You can choose one of them and talk about them.
Oh well, I think the not to play traditional holidays that celebrated not to play traditional holidays celebrated in my country. That is Tet holiday. In well, it occurs in spring. Uh, Specifically about the mid of January and the early of February. Yeah. Well, in this well on this holiday, we have we have some traditional custom such as decor the house with the decor the house with Vietnamese um decor the house with um Vietnamese style, or we cook their or we cook their Vietnamese cuisine. Yeah, and we gather around to have a meal together. Yeah, on this holiday, and the and the noticeable things on this holiday that is the Vietnamese wear the long sleeve dress. Yeah, and the children are given envelope, the red envelope to have the like lucky money. Yeah.
Great. This one was better. Okay, very good. So you added more details and I liked it. This one was better. So especially talking about special dress and like lucky money. Yeah, this one was, somehow better. Now I can say that okay, six is okay now. So what is the problem? Why I say six? So let's talk about it. First of all, your ideas, good, connected. But you use holiday a lot. It was repetitive. This one actually can affect your fluency score. So it's better to. About worried for this answer, so you could, for example, you said the lucky money, so it's not correct. And cuisines, so you said that we need to work on it. And vocabulary state again is somehow basic. So and grammar, we need to work on it. Grammar, I heard several errors. So and just pronunciation. So I can say that the strongest part is the pronunciation. For example, if I want to score it, I say 6.5 because it's clear, understandable, sometimes a little bit just, awkward, but totally was good. What is the problem here? Okay, because you are a good speaker, so we want to make it really good. Okay, uh, use it. They're not simply traditional holidays. I heard something. I didn't catch that part. There is one traditional holiday that stands out, special one. So why you didn't use stand out? Yeah, this is really good because the way that you use actually began, you started was a little unclear. That is Tet holiday. It's called Tet. It's called Tet. Okay. And then you can add for example, what is Tet? It's New Year. For example, Lunar New Year. Okay. This one is better. And then you said it's about the mid of January and the early of, let me see, and the early of February, right? Early up. Yeah. Early of, no. You only need to say around mid-January to early February. Mid, okay, January to early February. Just this. So off is extra. You don't need. Okay, this is more idiomatic. So the mid off is not correct here. So it's better not to use it. And you talked about decorating decorating houses, and I got that part. You at the moment you ran out of idea, you couldn't finish, so you wanted to finish, and I got it. So decorating are, because when you say houses, make it a little bit specific, like adding style of house. Home is better here. You can say decorating our homes in a with no in a traditional Vietnamese style. So decorating our homes in a traditional, for example, Vietnamese style, but with no, with like you add something. So with no. And cook. First of all, why you added S? You added S to cuisine. Am I right? You said cuisines. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Just what I heard is S. It was plural.
Cuisine.
Z. I heard S, but by the way, so just let me add it. We never. This is uncountable. Cuisine is uncountable. So just cuisine. Just cuisine. Okay, so you don't
Yeah.
need to add S. Okay, so just, and cook, no. Cook is prepare. Prepare.
Europe.
Traditional Vietnamese dishes. Dishes is better here. Why you didn't? Because of course, maybe, so of course you are asked different questions related to this topic. So once you use cuisine, the second one you can use dishes. Why not? It's really good. And get together. You said we we gather around, right?
Yes.
To have a meal together, something like this. Families gather, okay, around, no, why around? Just families gather to enjoy meals. So you can say, families gather to enjoy meals, for example, together. This one is better. Yeah? And of course,
Yes.
I like the way that you talked about the long dress, just with long sleeve dress. I like this. And of course, the red envelope, just it's better to say they receive because this is, I'm speaking. So, for example, children receive red envelopes containing lucky money. Yeah, this one is better. Have maybe is not really good verb here. It's basic. So children receive or get or receive red envelopes containing lucky money. This one is better. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can add, for example, why. Why you receive red envelopes. And for example, if I were you, why not? Filled with red envelopes filled with lucky money. As for example, if it's a symbol of something, you can add it because we normally have some symbols. If it's, you can add. If no, just that's it. Okay? And how you can finish in order to avoid saying I think so. For example, it's a joyful, meaningful celebration that brings everyone together. So just let me, what is this? So it's a joyful and, of course, meaningful celebration that brings everyone together. This one is better. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the next one. Okay. Let's see. Do you enjoy learning about other cultures?
Well, um, well, I have a large curiosity in others' tradition and customs, and I really engrossed in learning the values of older customs, and I think yeah um so in my on a daily basis, I usually watch the channel about the culture, like the culture and custom of other countries in my spare time. And I think it is and I think this really helpful for me
Yeah.
to have a good grasp of like of to have a good grasp and instill the cultural and traditional values about of other countries. Not yeah
Ah,
yeah
good. Yeah, thank you.
yeah and I and I think learning learning a different traditional values is is real is meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Well, okay, so let's see. Let's talk about it. A large, strong, curiosity, strong, not large. You said large. Okay, it's
Yeah.
unnatural. Yeah, of course. Strong is the adjective. Okay, or interest. When you are talking about strong kin, interest, curiosity, you should say strong, not large. Okay, this one, the first problem. And yeah, on a daily basis is good, but why don't you make it, you say on my daily basis, right? I heard my
Okay.
here. So it's on a daily basis is good. Why not? It's okay. Just on a daily basis. My no. And of course, you talked about cultural programs and documentaries instead of like channel. So let's change it to, let me put this. That's why I should put somewhere that I can see. Okay. So you should say, yeah, you watch some like TV programs, like channels about culture. Okay. You can say, watch cultural programs. Okay. Or maybe documentaries. This one is better, more natural, okay, and appropriate for IELTS, I think. And to have a good grasp of something into now. Grasp of something. I like this. Grasp is good. Okay. To have a good grasp, to gain a good grasp of something. Why not grasp is good one? I like it. Gain is better, maybe. And of course, so cultural, traditional, and traditional values. So I like this one. Okay. Just, maybe preposition. So we need to values about use preposition about that of course is not a correct preposition here. So if I were you, so I would say I have strong curiosity about different traditions and customs, so it's good. And I'm particularly, for example, interested in understanding the values behind them. Why not? You can add this. The values behind them. Yeah. And on a daily basis, I often watch documentaries, cultural programs about other countries, my free time, spare time, and I find this incredibly helpful as because uh grasp it allows me to gain a deeper understanding, to gain a deeper understanding, yeah, of various cultural and traditional values around the world or in the world, so around the world, and learning about how people live, how celebrate, how actually connect through their customs really actually broadens, so expands. So why not broadens my perspective? So you can add this, broaden my perspective. So watching, learning, it can expand. So this one is really good. Look, we can say help you see things in a different way, maybe more clearly. This one is really good. Enriches your understanding of the world around you. Yeah, this is good. Okay. We're running out of time. Let's log out, back in, keep going. Okay, the same link.
Okay.
Go.